Welcome to Real Talk, Real Women. My name is Miriam Khalladi, and today we have London 2012 Olympian, world bronze medalist, athlete, mentor, and boxing phenomenon Natasha Jonas on the show. Welcome, Natasha. How are you?
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome. So, how did you get into boxing?
It was just a bit of an accident, really. I used to play other sports, and I got really unfit, and I didn't really do anything for a while. I'd put on a lot of weight, and I thought, oh, boxers are quite fit, so I'll go to a boxing gym. I went to a women's only class, and I just ended up loving it and fell in love with it. And it turned out I was good at it, so I stayed.
You got started in your early 20s, but that didn't stop you. What advice would you give to women who are in their 20s and want to pick up a new sport?
As you say, well, a lot of people get into boxing when they're a bit younger, maybe 12, 10. But I suppose the best advice is that you're never too old, as long as you're willing to put in the hard work and the time and effort, and you believe in yourself, because it's not always going to be an easy road. Then you can achieve anything in life.
Yeah, I agree. And I read online how you visit boxing events with your dad, but never expected to be in the ring. You ended up winning bronze at the World Champions. When did you decide you wanted to compete?
It wasn't long after I started training. I thought, well, I'm training. I may as well have a go. And the coach that I had at the time said, we feel that you're ready to box if you want to. And she always gave me the option. And I thought, I've never been one to shy away from a competition, even in other sports that I've done. So I thought, why not? And I just went for it. And then it was the thrill of competing that kept me going. So.
Oh, amazing. Do you feel that there is a stereotypical image people have when it comes to boxers? And how do you feel you're being perceived because of your boxing, and how do you feel about it?
I'd like to think that people firstly recognise that I'm not just a woman, but I'm a boxer first and foremost, and it shouldn't really be distinguished between male and female as I see it. I'm just a boxer and an athlete. There is unfortunately still stereotypes about, in particular, female boxers, about how they should look, how they present themselves, and what people perceive women's boxing as. But hopefully the Olympics has changed all that, because it was really, really successful in the London Olympics, and a lot of people have said how much they enjoyed it, and they did. That's not what they expected, and I suppose that's what the Olympics and getting it into the Olympics was all about.
Yeah, and you did it in a great job, Natasha.
Cheers, thank you.
Boxing is still primarily main dominant sport, but wouldn't it be good to get more media attention towards women's boxing? And do you see yourself as an ambassador for women's boxing?
I mean, people may say that I'm an ambassador, but I don't see myself as one. But we've overcome, me and the rest of the girls on the squad, a lot of things, and hopefully we've done that to make things better for women in the future. That's how I'd like to see it. And I think, I don't know how it is everywhere else in the world, but in Britain, I think amateur boxing as a whole is underrepresented, not just female boxing. I think the males are underrepresented as well, and it's just trying to use the boost and that we have from the Olympics and the extra funding, and hopefully people will get behind us a bit more when they see how successful we've been, just like cycling, just like swimming.
Great. You're looking to compete in Rio in 2016. What are you doing differently this time around to prepare?
We've kind of been there and done it now, so we know what's expected of us, and obviously I didn't get a medal, and I know that I have to be a lot better than I was at the London Olympics. So yeah, we're just going back and we're just working on tactics and skills and to beat who I see as my nemesis, I suppose, for the next one. But obviously people come through. So you just got to stay on the ball. As long as I'm fit and healthy and I've trained exactly how I did for the London Olympics, then the Rio Olympics will be no different, and I'll be there.
I can imagine that it's also a very demanding sport mentally. How do you deal with the mental side of things?
It is. Boxing's more mental than physical, and any boxer will tell you that. I'm kind of, I don't know if blessed is the right word, but I'm quite a laid back person, so I can I can let things fly over me, and I can take myself out of the situation where, yeah, that's boxing when I'm there, but when I'm somewhere else, I'll just get away from it. And you do need that time, I think, to get away from boxing, because like where we live, we that's where we train, and we're there 5 days a week. You need time away from boxing, and you just learn. It's always a learning curve, and you just learn to deal with certain situations. I mean, I am laid back, as I say, but when it came to the World Championships, because I knew that was the Olympic qualifiers, I got a bit more stressed out than I usually would. And I felt a lot more pressure because I wanted it more than anyone else wanted me to. I wanted to qualify, but as I say, you just learn to deal with it, and we've got a sports psychologist that we work with in GB, and he helps us out a lot with that.
Do you think that talent in sports is something you're born with, or can you outwork someone who has a better genetics, so to say?
I think to be naturally gifted helps a lot, but I also think you have to work with your natural ability. There's a lot of males on the squad who maybe aren't the best naturally, but they work so hard that they make up for it. And so I think if you're naturally gifted and someone else is worked at it, it'll always be harder for the person that's worked at it. So it does help a little bit, but you have, whether you're naturally gifted or whether you've got to work at it, you've still got to work, because people will catch you up if you don't.
How important is the support of your family and loved ones when it comes to your success?
They've always like been supportive, and they've always, like, my dad comes to China and so with me, and yeah, it is important, because when things don't go right, like in the Olympics, they're the ones that you always fall back on. So it's nice to know that they're there through the good and the bad. And when you've come home from camp and you're a bit sore and you need someone to cook you a meal, they're the ones that do it all for you. So yeah, it is really important. And I think without them, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. And just even before boxing and growing up, the things that you learn and the things that you go through make you the person that you are. And that is all like a testament to my family, I suppose.
What is the most important thing you've learned from being a competitive boxer, and why?
I think most important thing, is the belief in yourself, believing in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, I don't think if you can't see it, then you won't achieve it. And I think you really do need to be able to believe in yourself, because, as I say, things don't always go right. And as long as you keep knowing in your heart and you're working hard to achieve what you dreamed, then it'll always work out for you in the end.
I totally agree on that, yes. And what are some of your goals for the rest of the year?
We've got the European Unions coming up this year. Hopefully I'll be medaling in them, and hopefully I may meet Katie Taylor again, who I met in the Olympics. So we'll have another good bout under there. And obviously next year is the Commonwealths, the Europeans and the World Championships all in the 1 year. So it's a very busy year. But I just hope that any time that I go to any competition, I'm always looking to medal and always looking to do the best that I can.
And I'm sure you will do great, Natasha.
All right, thank you.
Where can people go online to connect with you?
I do have a Twitter account, just simply at Natasha Jonas. I've got a Facebook, Natasha Jonas, and also my website is www.natashajonas.co.uk.
Okay, and I will make sure to put all the links below this video.
All right, cheers.
You're most welcome. Do you feel there's anything we've missed out that you would like to talk about?
No, ask me anything.
Okay. Thank you so much, Natasha. It was an absolute pleasure to have you on the show.
Oh, thanks for having me. Anytime.
You're most welcome. And thank you so much for watching. My name is Miriam Khalladi, and I will see you on the next episode of Real Talk, Real Women.